Okay, hello everybody and welcome to tutorial number 8. Sorry for this long break between this and the last one. I have just been too busy to continue on this, so I hope I have more time to do this now. This time we're gonna go through teleports, kill zones and some trades. Now I already built this example map to speed things up a little bit. Basically, first we have the teleport. Now the teleport is just basically a block that you make, and when the players touch it, they will be teleported to the destination defined in the settings. Now if you need to make this brush with the texture called AAA trigger. You make the brush wherever you want to place it. You can place it on the walls, on the ceiling, like that, wherever you need it. So you can place it like this, then you tie it to trigger teleport. And there is not much you need to know about these settings. I have never tried anything with them. I've only needed to target here. You into the target field you write the name of the destination entity. Now, for the destination, you will have to use an entity called info teleport destination. You can find it from the entity tool right here. Go to this list and just select it, place it, and then you move it where you want it to be. Now, you remember the target field here was this, and that is what you have to name the destination. So now when the player touches this block here, he will be teleported right here. One important thing you should remember about these destination entities is that you can change the direction the player is facing when he is teleported here. Now, to make it look professional, you don't want the player to be facing like backwards when he's teleported back. That's just really annoying. So you're gonna select this and then you just change the direction to wherever you want the player to be facing. Now, since the long jump was that direction, you can always check the direction from the top view here. Long jump was that direction. I'm gonna change the direction to that, which is 90 degrees. So now when the player is teleported back, he will be facing this way, which is a lot less annoying for the player. Now here we have some B-hubs, and again just another teleport brush. Now, as I said, you can also place it on the walls, on the ceiling, wherever you want. But because the player will only be teleported when he touches it, so it can be like this too. Now, one important thing to remember about these teleports and kill zones, that if you have B-hub blocks like this, for example, I'm gonna quickly show you what this looks like without this. This is what the B-hub looks like normally. Now you can see the blocks are not that high. I think they're 8 units high. So when you place the kill zone or teleport beneath them, you must make sure that there is at least 4 units between the top surface here and the top surface of this teleport or kill zone block. At least 4 units right here. Because when the players do stand up B-hub, it's a way of B-hub. When the player hits the block, he will actually go inside the block a little bit, because he will release duck and press jump at the same time. At that moment he will go inside the block a little bit. So if the kill zone is too high, for example, I think 2 units is enough to kill the player already. So if the kill zone is too high, he will actually touch this right here when he's actually just jumping on the block. He will touch the kill zone if the kill zone is too high. So at least 4 units right here, the height difference. Also with these entities, never tie multiple teleport zones. Never tie these under one entity. Always on difference, and never use Ctrl C, Ctrl V to copy these around. Always use Shift and drag. So never tie multiple teleports or kill zones under one entity, and never use Ctrl C, Ctrl V to copy them. Always Shift and drag. Very important things. They will screw up your map if you do that. Now here we have the kill zone. Same thing as here, just different entity. You make the kill zones with the trigger, or you can basically make the kill zone out of. Oh no, wait, no, you can't. Sorry, I was thinking about another entity. Well, anyway, yeah, you make the kill zone with the trigger texture again. Just make the block where you want the player to die. Basically, when he touches it, he will die. And here, especially here, remember, always have or B-hubs and long jumps, whatever, have at least 4 units there to separate the player from the kill zone. Now when you have made the block, you tie it to trigger hurt. Not much you need to know in the flags here either. No, I don't know why I have a goddamn target here. I don't need to need it. Okay, yeah, anyway. So you don't need anything in target name fields. You only need thing you need to care about is damage and delay before trigger. Now I think the delay before trigger is in seconds. How many seconds does the entity wait before the player actually dies? Now if you're mapping for the death run or something, I really recommend you keep it at 0. Now another really interesting thing is the damage. Now the trigger hurt damages the player for a certain amount of damage per second. Now if you put 1000 here, it will damage the player for 500 damage per second, which is more than enough to kill the player. Now you might remember in some old maps when this damage is 100, it will damage the player for 50 damage per second. Now you can see this in Death Run Wild Easy or Death Run Temple, for example. There you don't actually die when you jump on the ground if you stay there for less than 1 second, because the block only damages you for 50 damage, 50 HP per second. So I recommend you use higher amounts here. 1000 is usually good for anything. I usually use this because it's 500 per second. Not many ways you can survive this. Now if you want to give the player health for some reason, you just put minus in the front. Now this will heal the player for 500 damage per second. You might need this on some maps to heal the player after big falls or something, for example. So yeah, just put a minus in the front and it will heal the player instead of damaging. Now this next thing is important if you're mapping for Death Run or some other plugin or mod where players will be semi-clipped a lot, and there are plugins that fix some old issues with the semi-clip. Now normally you could do this, just put the trigger hurt like this on the downhill, nothing weird about this, but on Death Run, for example, you actually have to do it like this, step by step going down. Now why is this? Because if you select this trigger hurt that's going downhill, on the bottom window here you can see this huge box around the trigger hurt. I don't actually know what this is, but anyway, just a massive box. Now if the player is semi-clipped, for example 2 players come here at the same time, and when they're inside this block at the same time and they're semi-clipped, for some reason they will die. I have no idea why, but I learned this in one of my maps because I was wondering why players were killed on one downhill B-hop. So they will die if they're semi-clipped. Oh, what the fuck. They will die if they're semi-clipped inside this brush here. Or they're not inside it, but the engine thinks they're inside it. Now how do you eliminate this huge box? Well, you make the kill zones one by one like this, going downhill. As you can see, there is no big box around them, so now the players can semi-clip here freely. You can just shift and drag on these. Just make sure that there is no space between them when the players can land. Like that. There can't be any space between the hard kill zones. Now also be careful that you don't take the kill zone too far. For example, if you do something like that, That is really bad. Or I think there is still 4 units, so that might be fine. Okay,
But
sorry for the small break. The recording run out of time again. So yeah, anyway, you need to or how should I explain this? You will need the more triggers kill zones you will need, the more steep the hill is. So if this would be like going down in a much steeper angle, you will need a lot more of these to avoid killing the player with them. But yeah, anyway, this is the method you need to use if you're modding mapping for some mod that has these semi-clip fix plugins. Very important thing. Now here we have the trains. Basically 2 methods you can use. You can make the train pretty much out of anything you want. I just made these simple plugs. You're gonna tie them to func train. A lot of different options here. Name, for example, if you want the train to be triggered by a button or something. Render modes can be changed. Light flags, all kinds of different stuff. You can experiment with these yourself. I'm not gonna explain them all to you now. The few things you must know is the first stop target. Now, basically when you place the train in your map, you can put it anywhere you want, because it will, in the beginning of the map, it will always teleport into this position, the first stop target. So if you want like a cool lighting for the train, you can place it in the air or something that means it will get light from all directions. So that's an easy method of avoiding the train being black or something like that. But yeah, anyway, this is where it will teleport in the beginning of the round on the map. And the another thing is speed. Now you just need to basically find the speed yourself and put it where you want it to be. You can just imagine the player runs 250 units per second, or I don't know, is it second? Yeah, 250 per second, so this speed is 200 now, so it's almost as fast as a player running. Now, damage on crush is something you should always also look for. If you have, for example, a part on the train where the players have to crouch to go beneath something, if you put, for example, 100 damage here even, this also damages the player per second and for the half of the damage mentioned here. So if you put 100, and it will take them like 2 seconds to walk underneath or crouch underneath some bar or something, the players cannot pass it, because this will do a 50 damage per second, so the players will die there. Now, if you leave it on 0, I think the train will still damage you for one damage per second. I don't think you can even put, or really if you put -1 here, I don't know what happens. You can go try that yourself. Yeah, but anyway, don't put too much damage on crush, especially if the players will crouch under something while on the train. Now, okay, that's the actual train. Then you need the positions where the train will stop. You can either do this with path corner or path track. Both will work. Now, you must name the first stop as the first stop target on the train right here. Train 1 stop 1, so this is named train 1 stop 1. And the next stop is train 1 stop 2, which is that one right there. Now on path corner you can actually also set the train to wait on the spot for a little, so when I have 2 here, the train will wait 2 seconds on this location before it will start moving. Also you can change the train speed when it comes here and leaves. It can be some different speed, for example. Also some interesting flags. Teleport to next one will mean that when the train arrives here, instead of actually moving to the next location, it will teleport to the next location if you set this flag here. Fire once, I think it means the train will only go once per round. Not sure, you can experiment with these too. Now, when you place these destination entities, they can also be found here, by the way. entity tool, the list here. Press P and go to path track. You will find these. Now, this entity must be placed exactly in the middle of the train entity. So if it's some complex shape, you must find the middle point of it and place it exactly there. And as you can see, if I select them both, you can see that it is exactly on the middle from all angles. Like this. Also from the top view it has to be in the middle. Like that. Here we just have the same thing made with the path corner. No wait, path track, sorry. Same thing, different entity. A little less configuration can be done on these, so I would maybe recommend using those. You can also make train that will go up here, then down here and back. Whatever you want to do with these, you can go creative with them. Also, you can just make trains that move up and down. Now there is some problems with these, or at least I've seen them on Death Run. When the train hits the upper position, the player will sometimes get stuck, and I have no idea how to fix it. I tried to find it out some time ago, but I couldn't figure it out. So I would maybe say try to avoid these as much as you can. I mean the vertical trains. Now I have also compiled this map already to show you a little what they look like. Holy shit, the sounds are fucking loud. Tutorial 8. Also I will link the RMF file to the description so that you can just download it and go check this here for yourself. I won't upload the textures, so you will need to just use your own textures or something. Now here's the teleport. As you can see, it's working. When the player touches it, he will be teleported back, and now because it's 4 unit cap, as you can see, if I do stand up here, the B hop here, I'm not hitting the teleport. So that's how that works. Here's the B hop. I don't know, my frame rate is so bad, I probably can't B hop this. Yeah, but as you can see, it's working. Same with the wall. You can stand here safely, but when you hit the wall, you will be teleported back. Like that. Now here you have the kill zones. I'm not gonna show you how it kills you, or well, maybe I should. Gonna fail my B hop here quick, like that. And you will die instantly because it does 500 damage per second. Here you have the B hops. Nothing interesting about this, really. You die if you on the on the first one you will die when you hit the ramp, but on the second one you will die earlier because we have to do the kill zones a bit different. So here you have the trains. As you can see, this one waits 2 seconds on each end before it moves again. The speed is 200, so it's pretty fast right now. Like that. Here you have the same train done with different destination entities. Now as you can see, this one doesn't wait at all. It's not possible to set the weight for this, so this will just bounce around all day, every day. Now here you have the one that goes a little bit up and down. Really cool stuff you can do with these. Make it go wherever you want. You can have as many stops as you want with the train. This one also has 2 seconds wait time on each stop. And here we have the small train that goes up and down. Nothing special about it. Okay, so here we are, tutorial number 8. I don't know what I'm gonna explain next, but I hope this was helpful, and see you on the next tutorial.